All right, let's begin. So, welcome everybody. I, of course, as much as I prepared this event, or attempted to prepare this event, I come without a speech prepared, as per usual, because, yeah. All right, so, welcome all, everyone. I'm pleased to announce, or start the commencement of Quantum Science's 8th birthday. On this day back in 2013 would be the day we would found quantum science. I was only, I believe, 10 years old. And, oh, hold on. We got a joker here. All right. So we'll begin again. So as I was saying, welcome everybody to Quantum Science's 8th birthday. I am pleased to be here after so many years. It's actually been 8 years since Quantum Science was first founded. I was only 10 years old at that time. Before I came to starting Quantum Science, I used to be a huge fanboy of Pinewood, played Pinewood Computer Core. And it occurred to me and my friend, B-Man Games, that we should start a group. Why not start something of our own? And so we did. We both co-founded Quantum Science in 2013 on this exact day, actually. And he first started as the owner for a few months, I believe, and then I eventually got ownership, and that eventually takes us to where we are today. So it all started with an idea, and that idea is today, what is hell, quantum science? if you were to ask me back in 2013 or 2014 if quantum science were to get as big as Pinewood or Innovation or the other groups that are currently out there, I would have probably laughed in your face. I figured when we first started this that we wouldn't really start from somewhere big or get somewhere big, but then here we are. The game that really brought us to prominence was Quantum Science Energy Research Facility. As for a joke, you can see to my left, I brought in the DMR. In the span of 8 years, there's been various different games that we have made, and it all started with Quantum Science Computer Core V2, which every version of our games we would name V so and so, so like V2, V3, V4, etc. And it all started with that. It was just an Exxon Computer Core bootleg, which that by itself was a bootleg of Pinewood Computer Core, for those who don't know. And we tried to make it into something of ours, but of course it was a bootleg of a bootleg. So that's where Quantum started, folks. It was a bootleg of a bootleg. So eventually we would move on to our first actually original game, which would be Quantum Science Warp Core V3. And that game, well, it wasn't all too special, but for it being a start, it was something special to us. I certainly have a lot of memories from my old days with that game. So then eventually we moved on to, I believe, it was, what game was it? I think it was, well, there were a lot of side projects that we did cancel between Quantum Science Warp Core and where we are today. I think our next biggest step was Quantum Science Multipurpose Labs 1, and that was really the first game of ours that brought us to light. And then, of course, Quantum Science Multipurpose Labs 2 was the first game that we ever made as a team, with an actual team. We had Igzev, Phoenix, B-Man Games. I think Axe was also there. And we were small. We were a formidable team. From there, we started to go into more bigger things. With our invention of the dark matter reactor, we really started to take off in sorts of in terms of. Oh, hold on. There we go. We really took off in terms of sorts of creativity. The dark matter reactor really did change how we developed our games and where we went going forward with lore and whatnot. So after that, or hell, the current day actually, now we have Quantum Science Energy Research Facility. And that, for those who don't know, is just a remaster of QSI 2. That's really all it is. That's literally all it is. It's just a remaster of QSI 2. For how it first started was we were thinking, okay, how did we want to improve the game, improve Quantum Science Energy Research, or Quantum Science Multipurpose Labs 2? And so it all started with with us experimenting around with just modernizing things here and there, just making sure everything was up to code. But eventually what we did was we figured QSI 2 was a total loss, and we started working on QSurf, which is, as you know, where it is today. So I'm really thankful for everybody who has participated and come along for the ride with us. It's truly something amazing. I would have never really expected for us to have gained such a following among so many people. So yeah, it's funny. And now, in modern times, here we are with Quantum Science Energy Research Facility, and it's done better than I could have ever hoped to have imagined it would do. It's a game I've always dreamt about making. If for those who recall, the QSI 1, that was my first attempt at making a game like QSurf, and it obviously didn't turn out as well. I was still very new to building, and so of course it wasn't really anything special. But you know, to have gotten this far is something truly special. So I guess I'm just going circular, but yeah, it all started from just a Pinewood copycat. I think that's funny, actually, more ironic than anything. But yeah, that's where we came from, and here we are today. We're our own big game out there. So I'm very pleased to be able to be the leader of that. So in the future, obviously, we have SNL, Sitka National Laboratories, coming our way. We also have the McCarthy Nuclear Generation Station coming along after that. And of course, if we have time, then it would be awesome to do a QSurf remaster, which, yeah, of course, remaster of the remaster. So, yeah. Hold on. You know, it's funny. A lot of our games are just remasters of remasters. So yeah, but for those who do not still know, Quantum Science Multipurpose Labs 3 is still being worked on as Sitka National Laboratory, and so that's what we're currently working on right now, or planning to work on after QSurf. So we'll try and start wrapping this up so we can actually start going on with the actual event, since we're about an hour late or an hour behind schedule. So, like I said in the announcement, there's going to be a lot of pings throughout this entire event. So do keep that in mind. So if you do not want to be pinged, I suggest to turn off your pings until tomorrow morning. These games that we will be visiting are going to stay open until, well, pretty much they're just going to stay open. So if you want to visit them in the future, you can go ahead. So we will be starting with Quantum Science Computer Core V2. And then we'll be finishing off with, we'll be finishing off with the McCarthy Nuclear Generation Station V2. So our deputy director of QDF will have something to say. So if you'd like to come onto the stage.
I'm sure many of you already know why I'm here.
The time has come. Execute Order 66. The time has come. Execute.
Let it rip, QDF!
Okay, you can cease fire now. You can cease fire.
Oh, the glorious lag.
Oh yeah. Well, that was fun. Oh, of course, before I forget.
But yes, that was a small little view of what's coming for the Super Heavy Weapons Game Pass.
Granted, of course, the fireworks launcher works.
Hey. Fireworks after the mass slaughter.
Yeah, guess I should have done the fireworks before the mass execution. But it'll do.
Oh well.
So yeah, I just want to say happy birthday to Quantum Science. It's been amazing, and we'll get started with the time itinerary now. So let's get started. I'll post the first game link in my announcements, so just give me a quick second.